Hello.
No.
Long time no see. Uh, hi, Stacy.
Hello, hello.
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 Hey, how's it going?
Well, how are you?
Doing well, thanks.
Yeah. I don't know if we should. I mean, it's already 4 past. Jasenia and I just came off of a meeting with our mentorship mentors, the project leaders that will be mentoring a couple of mentees this summer. We got way more applications than we expected. So,
Good.
yeah,
But
it is good, but now we're stretched a little thin with the reviews. So,
yeah, because we planned a week for reviews. So we're like,
not sure if that's going to be enough time.
yeah.
Do you need like extra support from anyone internally from us on our side? Can we help in some way or
They're
No, I
gonna
think,
share a short list. They're gonna go
yeah,
through of anybody that's contributed. We have our criteria, and then they're gonna send a short list. That if you're happy to skim through and give thumbs up, thumbs down,
yeah,
extra because they got a decisions are technically due by Friday so that they can set up the meeting
yeah,
by next week. So
yeah.
got it? Okay.
But yeah, probably what will happen is the decisions will be made like sometime early next week, and then the mentees will have a couple of days to onboard and then get started. But yeah, over 150 applications. So,
Wow.
uh,
Yay, but wow.
yeah. uh, yeah. And so um, I don't know how much feedback we can give the LFX about how the application system works, but it's not super easy to review because the information isn't just all laid out on a single page that you can just read through, but rather you have to click through each mentee profile that they create on the LFX tool, and then uh, click through a few more buttons to see if they submitted a resume or see if they submitted a cover letter, or those different things, and some do and some don't, and some share their LinkedIn but not their resume. So
yeah, I remember it being a
yeah,
hassle. We were
It's
able to
almost
export it, and then we had like my
that's what I
column and
was
then the other
wondering, like,
reviewers.
can we export it into like a massive spreadsheet or something? So
Yeah,
yeah,
but the resume and that info, like their profile doesn't get exported. It's just like their name and like some details.
wah
yeah,
wah wah.
That was a few years
yeah,
ago. I don't know if anything's changed since.
yeah. So we can try and export and see what we get, but yeah. um so that's coming up, and we did offer support to them as well in terms of selection and reviewing.
Yeah.
um they think they have at least for me in the past, selection of mentees is a little bit intuitive at the end, just like who you think will do a better job. But at the same time, it's kind of cool to see that they already have a lot of contributors that are now just applying for the
Yeah. It,
summer. So
it drove in a contributors, which was nice.
yeah. So
And PRs have been merged from those contributions.
oh yeah. Um
Um, Update, we moved the community hours. Oh, we didn't talk to them about that. Did we move it
no,
this
but
week?
Cairo did reach out to me separately. He like DM'd me and was like, "Can I speak during the?" I mean, he just asked if he could help with speaking. Um, I I said I honestly have not replied. Um, but yeah, so
Oh, it's not this week.
we
It's next
have
week. It's moved till next week. Okay.
Yeah, it is moved to next week, and then we just need to decide how we want to handle the June one. So the June office hours fall on the day of OpenSSF Community Day North America. And so we wanted to move the office hours either a week early or a week late. But those 2 weeks are holidays. So either it falls on Juneteenth or it falls on like the day before July 4th. And so we were just like, this is also not really viable. So not sure if we should just sort of do an in-person event for the June. Maybe that's another option. Are you
That's an
going
option.
to OpenSSF Community Day? Cool. Um, Jay, are you going to be there too? Or are you not traveling to Open Source Summit?
Yeah, they're not letting me out of my cage this time.
Oh, man.
They're not letting me out of my cage this time. My next time out of the cage will be some conference in Atlanta.
KubeCon.
Right around
SubCon.
September and October, coupon, something like that. That's when they'll let me out. I was told.
I see.
That might change. I don't know, but that's what I was told.
Yeah.
We got to teach you how to pick some locks.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Open Source Security Con is then too, so it's co-located with KubeCon. So hopefully we'll see you there as well.
Yeah, but we could probably do something because it's Community Day.
Mhm.
So
Yeah, we could have like a little breakout or
like a
um
lunch or
yeah,
something.
something. We can figure
Yeah.
A
something
lunch
out.
meetup.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, because our June office hours is going to be a Pride Month theme, I guess. And so yeah, that it would still be nice to be able to do something around that at Community Day.
Oh, we could
Um,
record and do maybe podcast episodes.
ooh.
This is
I
like,
like
yeah.
that. Yep.
Yeah,
Sounds good.
sounds good.
Um,
Hi, Cairo. Thank you for
hey,
joining.
hey, Cairo.
Hello,
Do you know
everyone.
everyone here? Do you want to introduce yourself, or this is your first time attending?
I know everyone here.
Okay. Awesome. Yeah, so right now we're just discussing the office hours, the upcoming office hours, and how we want to organize those. I know you had reached out to me. Sorry, I've not replied. You reached out to me about speaking. So did you have a specific one where you wanted to speak, or
A topic.
several of them? Yeah, you're on
Muted.
mute.
Sorry, yeah. Sometimes people like my history in open source, like um, and sometimes I did some talks about that in some universities here and there, or for students, young people, because I started working when I was 17 years old because my father uh, got sick and I couldn't join the university. But the open source actually I found I should join the law school so in Brazil, but I started started with open source and learning about Linux and so on. And I found my career there. I never went to the university. Of course, I don't say people to do that. Don't Was something that I had to do. So I joined the army. In the army, I keep working with open source all my time, and people sometimes I have something that I have a history that I tell people to motivate, and how I'm let's say grateful to open source. That's why I do mentorship. Always I'm doing a mentorship. That's something that I can also do. And of course I came from a poor country. uh, I found a lot of opportunities in the open source, so yeah. And now I live in Netherlands. So, yeah, I moved.
Big
Yeah,
weather change there.
Sorry?
Big weather change there.
Yeah. Yeah, and actually, I just got the letter from the king for the Netherlands that he accepted my naturalization. So, uh,
nice.
Congrats.
It comes from the king? Oh man.
Yeah, he needs to sign. I forgot the name in English, but the it's like the law saying that put my name there that I'm a Dutch person now.
I see, I see. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. Man, congrats. That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think we had submitted a I think panel on mentorship for the open source summit, right? And I think you were going to be one of the speakers, right? So it's maybe something we can think about as well as when we want to resubmit that mentorship panel, and see if we can yeah, just have that at a different conference, right? The other option would be, I don't know to what extent the schedule is flexible, Stacy, at open source or OpenSSF Community Day. But could we almost do like a lunch and have like panel for 20 minutes at the beginning of the lunch and then
I can definitely check into it and see. I think that got solidified like right before I joined, so I didn't have much participation in that agenda. But I'm working on it, so on the whole day. So I can definitely see if there's some flexibility in and around lunch or like a birds of a feather session or something like that, or like, yeah, we can figure something out, I
yeah.
think.
Yeah, because we had initially, I guess we submitted that panel to the open source summit, but not the OpenSSF Community Day. So I think the idea would be to, yeah, potentially just have that as like a little, I mean, OpenSSF Community Day, or I keep like confusing them in my brain. The open
No.
source summit is going to have a, I think a diversity lunch at some point as well. But I guess OpenSSF Community does not, right? So that's kind of why I was thinking, like, if we do a breakout session or something. But I don't know, Kyra, are you still planning on coming to Denver, or are you?
Yeah, to Denver. For me, would be a little bit difficult.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because I would need some sponsorship for that. I mean, I have visited to US, but I need to financial support for that.
There's also OpenSSF Community Day Europe, which is happening in Amsterdam,
Yes.
alongside Open Source Security Summit or Open Source Summit, Amsterdam, Europe as well.
Yeah.
Again, it's like all these open source security, open source, like all
Yeah.
these acronyms are and words are also similar. I get them all
Yeah.
mixed up as well, Marcella. So, but yeah, I would say like I don't know how many of you are interested in going to that, but that would be another great opportunity to do something as well.
Yeah, that's a good point. I think we missed the CFP for that one. But if there's more flexibility in the program there, maybe we could organize a panel there. Because I think last year we submitted to open source summit or OpenSSF Community Day or whatever it was called
The
last year.
Community Day CFP, I think, is still open, but
It's
I
still
think
open.
Open Source Summit Europe, I think closed, but the Community Day for OpenSSF is still open. So
Oh,
Yeah,
great.
I'll
26.
send you the link so that you have it here.
Thank you.
Um,
Yeah, I didn't realize
there
that
you
one
go.
was still open.
Still
Yeah.
open till next Monday.
Right.
So we should submit potentially a mentorship panel for that. Because I think Ijoma had also, I'm trying to remember who the speakers are. You submitted that, right, Jasenia?
Yeah, it was Santiago, idioma. Let me see, it's probably here in my
I think Cairo is also.
Cairo, yeah. There was one more person.
Aditya,
Mentorship.
maybe. Yeah.
Adita. Uh, let me see. Has to be somewhere here. Unless I already passed the 90 days, which I probably did.
Just FYI, I've referred a couple of people to our lovely working group recently. One of them was brand new to the community. Well, actually, both of them were brand new to the community. One of them was a member organization looking for a specific LGBTQ like representation within OpenSSF, and I was like, well, we have bears, so come and join us there. And then another one was from just like started out trying out some stuff and joined I think the DevRel call or something like that. So hopefully we'll see them soon as well. Filling up radio time while Yesenia is looking.
And I gotta log into my email. Hold on. Yeah, but if it's the Europe group, we might need folks that are in Europe to make travel a little easier. I'm not trying to leave the US this year.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Much as I would like to.
I probably can't go to because Open Source Summit EU is in August, right?
September,
I've
no?
oh, it's
It is August. Yeah,
Oh.
so our event is the 28th. So
first
Yeah.
day, yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just
sorry.
timing wise.
Because usually it's the last day, but yeah.
Yeah, I will be leaving the US once this year to go to Europe, but it's going to be a different time frame, unfortunately, so I can't handle both.
Well, I'm happy to try and wrestle up some folks that might be on that side of the pond already.
Yeah.
Who knows? Or that we might know are speaking at like Open Source Summit and things like that. So I bet we could get something together.
Yeah. I know one of our other past speakers, Shananya, I think she spoke on one of our February, she was one of our February speakers. I think she's going to be doing an internship in Europe this summer. So I think like her advisor and me have been sort of trying to encourage her to go to OpenSSF Community Day and Open Source Summit EU as well. So, okay. Yeah. So, I see that Prince just joined.
Hey,
Hello.
Hi, Marcella. How are you?
Doing okay this morning. How's your afternoon going?
It's fine. It's fine here. It's a bit sunny, but it's fine.
That's the document for the CFP we submitted.
How is everyone else? Yes, how are you?
Good, can't complain. Sunny here too. More sunny than I would like it to be.
We had rain yesterday. I'm gonna be happy with the sun.
Same. I'm ready for some
Ah.
warmth and some sun.
Hello, Stacy.
Hello, how are you?
I'm doing good. How about yourself?
I'm doing well, thanks. All right.
Okay, so Cairo, can we coming back to the CFP for Open Source Summit EU, are you available to attend Open Source or OpenSSF Community Day?
Yeah, I submit so many talks there.
Ah, Should we not? I don't know.
We can, I mean, I would say submit, and then we can always figure out and switch around and, speakers and things like that. So
Yeah, that's true.
can make it work.
Yeah. So yeah, we can also ask Ijoma if she's available to travel. And then if you have contacts, Stacy, in the E region also, and I know Cairo, I'm sure you do as well.
We could
Feel
probably
free to
ask
recommend.
Saul as well.
Oh,
Sal.
you're right, Sal. They're also there. Yeah, that would be another really great contact to have there.
I don't know that person. Who is that?
They are they used to be more involved in the working group, and I think
They're in
for
they're in another open source community doing work there.
yeah,
But they're a big supporter. They essentially started the Bear working group too.
yeah,
Cool.
like when it was first not even its own working group, I think. Yeah. So and I don't know how recent that is, but they live in the UK, so yeah.
Cool. Right on.
Great person to know.
Nice.
Yeah.
They actually submitted or got a few of their mentees to submit for the applications.
Yeah, for the mentorship. Yeah. So we can do that. Yeah. Do we have anything else? I mean, random other things that I can share is we gave our presentation, our working group update to the TAC last week, and that went very well. I don't think we got much new information from that.
It was fairly positive, and they're just like, keep going.
Yeah. So I think the main part that they were very supportive of was the welcome calls. So I spoke with Catherine Druckman, who's one of the DevRel people, and she said that absolutely they would be supportive of kind of collaborating with us. And she even mentioned, there's a fair amount of overlap between the DevRel group and Bear sometimes, and so just trying to figure out how we can synergize between the two groups. So yeah, we can see how we will do those welcome calls, but I think now that we have tax support, maybe it's something that we can actually work on more.
I think I like the idea of the slides, and then just let individual projects like update the slide, like what are you working on? Where do you need
Yeah.
help?
Yeah.
Speak.
And we can even do like project highlights, so it doesn't have to be all of the working groups and all of the projects every month, but just that would be too much. So I think having that set up that way, and of course we'll take feedback from attendees and community members here. Thank you for taking notes.
I'm gonna drop in like 2 minutes.
Okay. Yeah, I don't think we have a lot more to discuss. While you're here, Cairo, are you available to speak at the next office hours with
May
the
29th.
yeah, the project maintainer AMA or
No, not this the next one. Probably yeah. In June, when is the next one? Let me check.
we haven't actually decided the June date just because it
Okay.
falls the week of the conference and the week before and the week after the conference. It's US holidays, so it's
Okay.
we're still
Yeah.
the date is not set?
I need to check, but it need to be later this year. I mean, because I also have a trip to Canada, and yeah.
I think one we can do in like August is highlight the mentees.
Oh yeah. Something that we hadn't mentioned or discussed yet is, but I think we had talked about it like a while ago, was having mentees do like final project presentations of what they did to the community. So yeah, I like that idea a lot. That we could use the office hours for that.
Yeah, I think July we said maybe that was the first welcome call.
Yeah,
Just shuffle them around a bit.
yeah. Yeah, I put a bunch of topics in the form that I sent out yesterday, but those are options, not set in stone. Yeah. Ideally, I'd like to have the welcome call be like at some point separate from the office hours, but we can figure that out. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think is there any other business at this point?
So the only other thing that I was curious about is, we're going to have a booth for OpenSSF at Open Source Summit North America, as well as Europe. And I'm wondering, like, I'm offering all of the projects and working groups and whatever, if anyone's going to be there, if they want to have like a time slot where they come and just kind of talk about the working group and what we're doing, and we can promote it and things like that. So, Marcel, are you're going to Open Source Summit?
Yeah, I will be there all
Okay.
week, and I think so is Jasenia, and I'm sure there are other
Right.
folks. Yeah.
So
So
I might just like send out a Google sheet and just say, hey, if you want a time slot, like throw your name in there, and we'll do it that way. Keep it easy.
sure, yeah. And then are you imagining just like a couple of slides or like and sort of a more interactive demo or
Either
um,
kind of whatever. We're not
okay.
requiring anything. We just want to hold that space
Okay,
for folks to kind of talk to people at the booth about, your particular project or working group.
sure.
Cool.
Yeah, no, we're definitely up for that.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Sounds good. You
And
bet.
you can count with me for Europe. Actually, last year I was there, and actually I stayed in the booth all the time, and I did a great presentation about our stuff, because our stuff is OpenSSF project. So yeah.
Great. Prince, if we should talk about, I know that like with your visa not being approved for your last round of travel, since you did get that travel funding, if you wanted to go to Europe for Open Source Summit and Community Day, you should also submit a talk for Community Day Europe, which the CFP is still open. So I noticed your comment in the chat. So if you want to connect offline, let's do that and see what we can figure out.
And that would be awesome. Yeah, I'd like to do that.
Great.
Yeah, and because I think you had a talk at VolnCon, right? So if you are still interested in just speaking about that topic, that might be one of the topics that you can submit. Or yeah, we can look at other topics as well. I think, and I mean, for Community Day, I think the types of topics are very broad. So yeah.
Yeah. So, Stacy, I was the one who had the question on submitting either one or multiple um applications for conferences. I was hoping to attend both the Linux Security Summits and the um, open source summits in the EU. Um, I realized the OpenSSF Community Day is also on the same day the Open Source Summit or the Linux Security Summit. I have to double check.
Yeah, most
And
of those co-located events tend to run on the same days, and it makes it hard to attend everything you want to attend.
right, so
But yeah, check it out and just let me know. We can sync up on it.
it sounds good. Okay, I'll do that.
Great. I'm realizing I lost our notes page, so I'm gonna see if I can find that up again. Otherwise, was my response to you clear, Marcella, about the travel funding?
Yes, yeah, absolutely. Thank you.
Great.
Yeah, and I had wanted to post that there because several people several people had that question. So
Yeah, I've been thinking long and hard about adding Slack canvases to all of our channels where we need to point people to different resources instead of just bookmarks, but having like a kind of an overview page of like who we are, what we do, and like all these different resources, and including things like this as well there. So
yeah,
I'm working on that, but I haven't gotten it done yet.
yeah. No, it's all good. I think it's a relatively early new like initiative, right? So
Yeah.
we're still kind of ironing out the kinks and whatnot. Yeah. So I think I'm trying to just list now kind of action items for just the coming weeks. So I think I'm just reading through the notes again. So for the Community Day CFP and EU, I think we still need to identify I'm actually going to add up here a couple of people. Arrow, self-commit. So we probably still want to confirm the speakers for the mentorship panel and the moderator because they need to be like registered as a speaker. So since we don't have a ton of time, but we're really just resubmitting more or less the same proposal, do we want to maybe sync up again sort of on Thursday or Friday and just on Slack I think is fine. But I know Stacey, you had mentioned you were going to reach out to a person. I forget, Cairo, do you have another contact in EU for the mentorship panel? If not, no worries, that's fine too.
Yeah. You know, Lucas Pullinger, it's doing mentorship right now. But of course it's CNCF, but it's under LFX as well.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, because I think the panel was about finding your open source mentor and strategies for success. So yeah, we can ask Lucas. Forget exactly how to spell his name, but I think it's something like this. So yeah.
He's based in Austria, so would it be easy?
Okay. Would you mind reaching out to him about the panel? Please. And then I can reach out to Sal about speaking. Yeah. So I don't know if Sal would want to be the moderator or just speaker. Or, I mean, to some extent, maybe we can sort of figure out who would moderate later.
Yeah.
But
Also, you see from Google, you see Conan. I will reach out to him.
oh, okay.
Because
Thank you.
he's doing also the mentorship together with Lucas on Tough. Yeah, they are doing a for Tough project, and
Okay.
they both are based here. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And I will reach out to Ijoma or Chinenyan to see who is available. So yeah, I guess action items is just several of us will be reaching out to get a speaker list for the panel, for the mentorship panel. What date is Thursday? 22. Oh. And then any other action items? I don't see any, so.
Well, for me, I'm gonna check into lunch or some sort of flexibility for Community Day North America to see if we
Okay.
can't do something, right? And
Yeah.
then similarly for Europe, so that we can have like our little nice meetup on site.
Yeah. 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 Okay. And then I would just say chairs of the working group. Finalize speakers for the May office hours. That's probably the other thing that we really need to do. Yeah. Anything else before we disband? Any other comments? Okay. Then I will give everyone, what is this, 18 minutes back? And thank you all so much for joining today. It's great as always. And yeah, looking forward to a good open source OpenSSF Community Day EU. There it is. Submission. All right. Have a
Yeah, right
good
on.
have a good day, everyone.
Thank you. See ya.
Bye.
Bye.